y se habrá notado muchísimo, pero bueno, se la vi, no se la cogí y ahora vamos a continuar con la historia. ¿Quiénes son estos?
So it's true. Well, there we have it.
Great, so our hunch was spot on.
It is a little inappropriate for me to have shared news of this magnitude with you. So I would be much obliged if you could keep it.
Yo no entiendo, a ver, entiendo que son de clanes diferentes, pero no sé, tampoco entiendo tanto lío con la boda esta.
That puts my mind at ease. Now, on the topic, we'd like to pay a visit to the Cujo clan. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course not. I'd be
I guess this is where I... Goodbye then. I'll try. Thank you.
Pobrecito. Este pavo, no sé si se acordará alguien, pero este pavo era el que al principio del todo, cuando tú llegabas a Inazuma, te decía que bueno, que estaba enamorado de la pava esta que se va a casar con el otro. Entonces, acabo de ver que se me ha desbloqueado esto. Pero es que muy probablemente se nos va a bloquear luego en otro momento, así que es mejor que hagamos la legendaria entera, nos la quitemos ya y a cagar, ¿vale? Porque si no, esto va a ser eterno y paso de hacer una cosa, luego otra, luego otra, luego otra. ¿Vale? Así que lo vamos a hacer de una y listo. Vale, creo que ya sí me gusta más cómo está el color de la tele. Que hemos reseteado la tele porque fallaba un montón y veía el color un poco raro. A ver si ahora deja de quedarse pillada la tele. Sería un detalle. Que no estamos para hacer gastos en televisiones ahora mismo. Hace un montonazo que no veo a Kujo Usara, pero claro. Esta misión debería haberlo hecho hace tiempo, así que... No sé muy bien lo que me va a decir Kujo Usara. No sé qué hemos hecho con Sara y qué no. No sé si ya hicimos la legendaria en la que ella se enfadaba con el pavo este. Supongo que sí, ¿no? Eso era parte de la historia. Sí, hombre, eso era parte de la historia de Inazuma. Kuhou Kamaji.
I apologize that your impromptu visit comes at a busy time for us, Commissioner. Otherwise, you can be sure that
I don't mean to impose, Sir Cujo.
Qué guapo es Ayato,
I'm not here on official business at all.
La verdad es que el personaje de Ayato me parece de los más bonitos del juego, tanto en estética de ropa, que me parece muy bonito, de blanco entero y tal, como de cara, no sé, me parece precioso. El único motivo por el que no está en la cuenta principal es porque yo ya tenía Tartale C2. Entonces, teniendo Tartale C2, pues como para qué, ¿sabes? Me pasa un poco como con Alacén. Alacén todavía no sabemos si lo voy a sacar en la principal. Digo sabemos porque estoy meditándolo con mis amigos, con progreseras, etc. No sé si sacarlo en la principal o en la secundaria, que es esta. Perdón, no es esta, pero yo a Ayato lo tengo en la secundaria. Entonces, tendría los dos papuchos en la cuenta secundaria. Pero es que... yo qué sé.
I'm still acclimating to the position of acting head of the clan. I just hope I'm up to the task, so I can live up to everyone's expectations.
You're far too modest. The public...
Qué mono con su lunar, es que es muy guapo, tío. Es que es extremadamente guapo este hombre.
I'm flattered, but I wouldn't have achieved anything without the support of my people. Thanks to them, everything is gradually stabilizing.
Well, you're certainly making big progress in that department.
La verdad es que este hombre en una legendaria que hicimos se lo curraba, ¿eh? Creo que era la segunda de Raiden, ¿no? O la segunda o la primera, no me acuerdo cuál. La primera, me parece.
I'm quite content to listen. It's a joyous occasion. Lighthearted is exactly how things should be. Really,
you're right. But I am curious to know, what's your honest opinion on the whole thing?
Of course not. No doubt people will offer you a colorful variety of opinions. But of course...
Indeed I am.
So, please be confident. When your mind is made up, you ought not be worried about things for which you are already... Nevertheless, there is just one small aspect of this that puzzles me.
Qué ojazos tiene Ayato, tío. Así morados.
You've been working hard to bring the Tenryou Commission in line. This is positive. and no doubt the beginning of important change. But on the other side of this equation, Lady Hiragi's father, Hiragi Shinsuke,
¿Sigue en prisión ese hombre?
of all moments to announce a marriage between the Hiragi and Kujo clans. The kinds of rumors that may begin to spread.
Yeah. Couldn't have put it better myself, Sir Kamisato. This has been my biggest concern for quite a while now. Hiragi Shinsuke is firmly against me having any contact at all with Chisato. In the past, we've always had to communicate in secret by sending letters. So although now may not look like the best timing for this marriage, it may well be the only opportunity we have.
A ver, está guay porque continúa, no sé qué tiene que ver con Ayato, en verdad, esto, pero bueno. Pero continúa con la historia de estos dos que estaban juntos al principio de Inazuma, que tú tenías que llevarle las cartas y tal.
I can see where you're coming from, but you're only postponing the problem, not...
Yes, I'm well aware of that.
Sí, es la boda
Chisato had
entre
the
esa
courage to
gente.
ask me to marry her in spite of everything. How could... Well, sort of. She raised the idea in a letter, and after some initial... It's funny, actually, because when I formally proposed to her in person, she denied having ever written that letter.
Huh? Really?
What the fuck? Really?
She didn't say. She just acted confused by the whole thing. She really committed to it. I'll never forget the look on her face.
Oh.
Anyway,
Oh.
as her boyfriend, I knew she was just pretending. So I played along and said, I was only joking. After making some disgruntled noises about me making a stupid joke, she blushed and said yes.
Okay. So you discussed it and decided on a date.
We did. I guess it was a chance to finally express our commitment. And you know what? I think it was about time. No matter
¿Porque
what
se
happens
ilumina?
next, I will always be there for her as the one person she can always rely on.
¿Porque se ilumina?
Give me a break.
What the fuck? Qué bonito lo que ha dicho, ¿eh?
Sorry, but I've been wanting to say this the whole time. Is it just this dude, or does everyone in love act like this? He just wants some time.
Ya ves.
Apologies, my friends. And also to Sir Kamisato. I must sound like a fool.
Un poco así.
Far from it. On the contrary, seeing you so positive, no surer evidence could there be of your true feelings and your commitment. If I had any, I wish you a joyous wedding when the day comes.
Yeah, even if it's kind of irritating to see you all smug like this, it's still a happy occasion.
Thank you all. It means a lot.
We have some other business to attend to now.
Very well. I'll see you out.
Ah, ya todo vendido, ¿te imaginas?
He seems busy. That must be true for anyone about to get married, right? It's a happy kind of busy, though.
You're right. Kujo Kamaji is on cloud 9. What do you think, traveler? He chalked it up to her being coy, but that doesn't sound like the Hiragi Chisato I know. It bothers me also. But unfortunately, attempting to seek the truth of the matter would likely be fruitless.
Yeah, how come? Whenever we come across stuff like this on our adventures, we always find a way to...
I see. So that's how adventurers think. In my
Huh.
opinion, we face two obstacles in this case. Firstly, we have very little information to go on, and I must be cautious about taking a stance. Secondly, and more importantly, the person involved does... If we intervene without his blessing, good intentions may lead to catastrophic results.
You do have a point.
Es verdad, estuve leyendo por Twitter que Ayato se parece mucho a Yae en forma de ser. Y por eso no se llevan bien, por lo visto, Yae y Ayato. Y es verdad que son parecidos, son muy analíticos, son muy... no sé cómo explicarlo, pero son muy parecidos.
Sort of. I have to take this approach, or the work of the Yashiro Commissioner would never be done.
¿Por eso no te gusta Ayato? Porque se parece a Yae.
When something strange happens,
A mí me gusta mucho
instead of
Ayato,
trying to find
la
out
verdad.
what could have caused it,
Es verdad que jugablemente, si tengo que elegir, me parecen que son los dos muy divertidos y los dos son muy fuertes y son muy parecidos los daños que hacen, por no decir casi iguales. Pero yo prefiero a Tartaglia, sinceramente.
we don't know yet. After all, we don't know what Hiragi Chisato's thoughts are, do we? I have to say,
Ah, vale.
impressed by your ability to
Vale,
zero
vale.
in on the issue from such a short meeting. Most insightful of you. You are thorough.
But Chisato and Kamaji have already talked everything through, haven't they?
Only if we are to take Kujo Kamaji at his word. But there are two sides. I wish to know Hiragi Chisato's. Don't worry about it. I was planning to visit the Hiragi clan to deliver. If she's as committed as Kujo Kamachi, perhaps they can
Bueno, pues
navigate the
vamos.
challenges ahead successfully.
Nada,
But if
amor.
not,
Gracias.
well, life isn't always a smooth journey.
Pues es verdad. Estoy contigo, Ayato. A ver. Vale, vamos por acá. Creo que era más fácil ir por el otro lado, pero bueno, da igual. Vamos a ir por ahí. Tengo que gastar la resina, por cierto. Pero bueno, lo haré luego, más tarde. Primero vamos a ir avanzando en esto, porque si no, no vamos a terminar nunca. Y hay que hacer evento.
Should we also invite some prominent business leaders who frequently visit Rito?
At the very least, we should send them invitations.
I agree. Ah, hello there, Yashiro Commissioner.
No entiendo por qué se llama Yashiro, el comisionado de Ayato y Ayaka, tío. Pero bueno.
I'm here regarding the same wedding
Cero sentido.
I heard you discussing just now. I come bearing the felicitations of the Kamisato clan. Would Lady Hiragi happen to be available at this moment?
Our lady is entertaining guests right now, and we're not entirely sure how long she will be.
But please, do come in. We will arrange some tea and snacks for you and your attendants.
Hey, Paimon is not an attendant!
You misunderstand. These two are dear friends.
You're too kind.
Huh. Qué falso suena a Paimon, tú.
We'll just
Ay.
wander around in the general area. Apologies for the interruption while you're busy with preparations. Please, let us know once Lady Hiragi is available.
Nonsense, Commissioner. No imposition at all. This wedding is a joyful occasion, and all the other clans who serve the Hiragi clan are most delighted for them indeed. We're merely doing the best we can to make this wedding as grand.
When the time comes, we'll invite everyone in the clan and even the general public to...
That sounds splendid. We'll leave
Guapo.
you to it.
Take care, Commissioner.
Seems like you guys talked a lot without actually saying anything.
Vale, pasa el rato en Rito.
Like small talk.
¿Eso qué sentido tiene?
Our timing was not ideal, but never mind. I spotted a stall on our way over where we can pass the time. The owner always manages to come up.
Oh, it's Tomoki!
¿Quién coño es Tomoki?
Ah, it's you. Good to see you again. Seems like you're always showing up with a VIP in tow.
Yo no caigo quién es, pero vale, ok.
So you know the owner as well.
Yep, we tried his dango milk a while back.
Ah, sí, vale, ya sé quién es.
Silver City.
Sí, sí, sí.
Ah,
Esa referencia me ha recordado.
So you were involved in that. I'd caught wind of this dango milk, but I didn't know that it had anything to do with you two. I always order one of his creative drinks whenever I pass the stall.
Es verdad, este pavo siempre está bebiendo. De hecho, una de las animaciones del menú es que sale bebiendo.
Simply had to come by.
Thanks to you all, my business is finally beginning to take off. More and more people are willing to give my creative cuisine a shot. It gave me the confidence to decide that I'm going to stick to creative cuisine from now on. On the one hand, I wanted more people to be able to try out my culinary creations. On the other hand, so I gave it a lot of thought. Finally came up with
Sounds
Bueno,
interesting.
a ver.
What is it?
I've decided to give complete creative control to the customer. I offer all sorts of ingredients. As well as dango, I now offer rice cake, purple potato balls, black sugar, and sunsettia.
They really don't go well with milk. Hard to imagine, but
What if I were to choose some ingredients you don't have here? Would that...
Well, I guess so. Any novel ideas you have, Commissioner, please feel. The whole idea was to let my customers express their creativity freely. So of course, I shouldn't place restrictions on...
Excellent. There are a few things I'd like to try. Lavender melon, seagrass,
Toma ya.
Legendaria.
what? You
¿Qué
wanna
cojones?
mix those with
¿Algas y la leche, tío? ¿Estás
do
tonto?
indeed. Why? What's wrong?
You really think that's gonna turn out tasting good?
It's all about the experience. The taste is secondary. It's great to try new things. Traveler, Any thoughts?
Pero eso tiene pinta de saber como una mierda de caballo, sinceramente. El buen dango, nada le gana. Calabanda. Hombre, yo, hongos marinos y algas, yo no lo veo. ¿Vale? La calabanda será como una especie de calabaza.
Sounds like a risky choice. Are you sure?
3 milks with lavender melon, please.
No problem. Give me a second.
Yo qué sé, ¿por qué no? La leche creativa está lista.
Here, your milk is ready. Give it a try.
Yep, just as Paimon suspected.
La calabanda cruda sabe horrible.
I think it tastes all right. It makes me feel in touch with Mother Nature.
With Mother Nature.
But Paimon still thinks
Taste is your key concern, yes?
Hombre, para mí también.
tasty food and drinks are some of life's most
Comer y beber cosas deliciosas es lo más importante de esta
Well
vida.
said. If I could say the same was true for me, I believe
Dios,
I'd be a very content man.
estoy con Ayato, literal. Se lo he dicho muchas veces a Pro Guerrera, ojalá a mí me hiciera tan feliz la comida como le hace a ella. A ella o a cualquier persona, hay muchísima gente que le hace feliz comer cualquier cosa o beber cualquier cosa y estar a gustito simplemente comiendo y bebiendo algo que les gusta. Pero a mí es una cosa que la verdad es que no sé. Si no fuera, por ejemplo, hoy que he cocinado para las dos, si hubiera sido para mí, yo no cocino una mierda. Porque me da absolutamente igual lo que me coma. Sinceramente, mientras que me quite el hambre, que además no suelo tener mucha hambre constantemente, mientras que me quite el hambre y me alimente, me sirve. Que evidentemente tengo preferencias, no soy un bicho raro. Hay cosas que me gustan más y cosas que me gustan menos. De hecho, hay muchas cosas que no me gustan concretamente. Pero me encantaría ser feliz solo con comer. O con beber. O con cosas así, ¿sabes? De triviales. Pero no me ocurre. Soy como Ayato.
Yes. No one has unlimited energy, and I try to conserve mine for the things that really count. To create some mental breathing room, I try not to overthink.
Eso, por ejemplo, no me ocurre.
Having my sister attend public events in my stead, and having Toma as housekeeper has also been a great help, and allowed me to focus.
We're just passing the time here, though, right? Is there?
One or two things. Let's continue this discussion somewhere else. I noticed something before we left the Hiragi clan's residence. No, it was just a small detail. Naturally, they responded that all other clans are happy for the Hiragi clan. But that's not the truth.
What do you mean?
Hiragi Shinsuke is still in prison, meaning the Kanjo Commission is the least stable in the tribe. Hiragi Chisato is the sole remaining pillar of her clan. But now she plans to marry into the Kujo clan. If I belong to one of the assisting clans to the Hiragis, but they didn't mention a word about that. They simply said they were delighted for them. These are not
Hombre, a ver,
intelligent people.
es lógico, en público, ¿qué vas a decir? ¿Qué le vas a decir a un tío que es de otro clan que viene a felicitarte? Pues a mí me parece una puta mierda de idea. Pues, hombre, tendrás que ser políticamente correcto y decir, ah, sí, qué guay, nos hace muy felices. Más que mentir, creo que es la típica situación en la que tienes que decir lo típico, no sé. Pienso yo, ¿eh? Claro, es eso, es lo que he dicho.
Yes, sir.
¿Y este de dónde cojones ha salido eso, digo yo?
This is one of my most trusted members of the Shimatsuban. He's been quietly watching out for us this whole time.
Merely doing my duty, sir.
What the
Keep a
fuck.
close watch on the clan
Y tanto que es un ninja, tú.
Well received. I'm
No lo
on the
hemos visto en
case.
ninguna parte.
Oh, and I almost forgot. That milk I just had? Please.
Oh, mira cómo cuida de su novio, tú.
As you wish, sir.
Oh no, poor Toma.
Buena suerte, Toma. A Toma le encanta mezclar cosas raras y comérsela y siempre le duele el estómago, o sea que...
Lady Hiragi's previous engagement is now concluded. She's waiting for you in the courtyard.
Thank you kindly. Let's go and see Hiragi Chisato.
Es que me parece precioso, tío, el personaje, de verdad. Es bonito, a la par que elegante. Me gusta mucho. Ahora luego voy a mirar, aquí porque no lo puedo mirar, pero luego más tarde voy a mirar las constelaciones de Ayato. No creo que le vaya a sacar constelaciones en principio, ¿vale? Sobre todo porque no tengo la cortadora de jade. Si yo tuviera una cortadora de jade que me diera vida, y me pudiera plantear ponerle un reloj de vida en lugar de ataque, me lo plantearía. Pero, como no es el caso, y no tengo ninguna espada de 5 estrellas que le vaya bien a él, pues bueno, no creo que salga constelaciones. Hombre, la futura novia.
This is a rare privilege, Sir Kamisato. It is not often that I have the chance to meet. You must be so busy. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and...
But of course, the Tri-Commission are the servants of the Shogun, and we should look out for one another. In fact, we visited Sir Kujo just now.
Hombre, es normal, ¿no? ¿Te imaginas? Uf, qué asco, me voy a casa. Tiene que tener ganas.
Perhaps his joy is infectious, for I am now feeling rather elated myself.
Uy, que bien habla Ayato, tío. Mira qué mono, cómo sonríe. Claro, bueno, a ver, hay gente, ¿no? ¿Qué le pasa? Porque se casa por dinero o yo qué sé por qué, pero lo normal es que si te casas es que estés con ganas de casarte y contento, nervioso también, porque es normal, pero sobre todo contento, ¿no? Qué bonito. Oh, siempre ha estado ahí, Kamaji. Mira ya esto como va ahí hurgando en la herida, ¿eh?
I was not actually entertaining VIPs just now. I was in fact meeting with one of the Kanjo... Oh! Really? Mm-hmm. He charged in all of a sudden and said that he had something very important. He didn't mince his words. Basically, he doesn't want me to marry Kamachi.
No quiere que se case con Kamachi, pobrecito, tío, Angelita.
He has always been a calm and contained person who never acts out of line. But despite all that, what he was saying made a lot of sense. He thinks that now is a bad time. He pointed out that I am like the final pillar propping up my clan. If I marry into the Kujo clan, that pillar is taken away. There will no longer be a voice
no va a haber boda, ¿eh? Esto sale corriendo.
It could be a disastrous... It's just two families becoming one big family though, right? What's the big deal?
Mira, Paimon, cómo se nota que no vive en el mundo real. Claro, evidentemente. En Inazuma y en cualquier sitio.
Lady Hiragi will belong to the Kujo clan. The Kanjo Commission's attitude toward you may undergo some significant changes thereafter.
Precisely. This is a terrible thing to be saying, but I'm starting to have second thoughts. Maybe I went along with it all too easily. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I'm making my guests listen to me.
No problem at all. The Ashiro Commission has a duty to listen to you. Now that I've heard your concerns,
para despejar sus dudas.
We heard from Sir Kujo that his decision to tie the knot was prompted by a letter, but we've also heard that you did not write that letter. Sir Kujo thought that perhaps you were just being coy. Oh, dear. Perhaps I should have...
Lo ha hecho adrede. Qué puto.
What? But that was...
No era parte de la juguetona forma en que Kamaji... Bueno, Ayato la está liando pardísima.
So I am to understand that had it not been for this letter, you two may not have chosen this moment to be wed?
When it comes down to it, yes, I think so. Oh, do you...
Sir Kujo maintains that the letter was penned by your hand.
Alguien ha escrito una carta para que se líe todo esto.
But then, how did...
¿Cómo puede ser que esa gente no hayan hablado entre ellos, tío, si se van a casar? Por confiar uno en el otro no hay mucha comunicación, que se diga, ¿no?
Perhaps Sir Kujo was the one being coy. After all, he had no particular reason to be forthcoming with us about the detail.
I understand. As you say, but my position does matter. Kamaji and I thought that we, but now,
Qué romántico, decir eso. Es muy bonito decir, no pasa nada por lo que venga en el futuro porque vamos a estar juntos, sí, pero hay consecuencias.
Let yourself regret it. It is also part of the Yashiro Commission's job to help people through difficult times. I say this as an advocate for you personally, and for the Hiragi clan. Please, do not be compelled by circumstances to make any decision that goes against your will. To be together with
Bonito, pero no, claro, es que hay muchas variables dentro de un matrimonio para hacerlo loco. O sea, hay que tener muchas cosas en cuenta. Ayato dejaba a las chavalas con las patas colgando, ya no sabe qué hacer. Las chavalas están en plan de, mira, yo ya no tengo ni puta idea de qué coño hacer con mi vida. Se habrá quedado tranquilo, se va y la deja ahí sin saber qué pollas hacer. Qué poca vergüenza. Sí que se parece allá, ¿eh? Le gusta liar la parda y manipular a la gente, tú. ¿Cómo manipula el cabrón? A ver... Hostia, sí que vas a ir lejos para hablar, ¿no? No sé. ¿No te valía en cualquier esquina saliendo de la residencia esta? A ver. Vamos por aquí. Es un bonito momento para sacar la... para hacer la historia esta, porque en realidad Ayato viene dentro de Nanban, así que mira. No, diría que no. No están para nada en el mismo punto. A ver, tiene que pensarlo ella, ¿no?
Interfering too much with other commissions' domestic issues will only create
Sí.
trouble. The more I think about it, the stranger this all seems. But Hiragi Chisato has yet to see it. We must be vigilant.
Strange?
Someone wants Hiragi Chisato to be married as soon as possible. And if my guess is right, it is someone from within the Kanjo Commission.
Alguien ha escrito una carta que ninguno de los dos pensaba, o sea, él cree que la carta la escribió ella y ella cree que la escribió él, entonces algo pasa raro.
While the heads of the supporting clans ostensibly have no concern at all. It doesn't add up. When someone's words and actions do not match, you need to infer their intentions from their
interesante. Sí.
Yes, it's a smart strategy. Far superior to the one adopted by the even had the forged letter failed and been seen for what it was, there would have been no repercussions. They could simply have explained it away as a misguided. But if the letter were to achieve its goal, as it has so far, the perpetrator would successfully weaken the Hiragi clan without ever having to lift a finger.
La verdad es que la persona que ha sido es lista. No sé quién ha sido, pero...
into the Kujo clan and the head of the Hiragi clan in prison. Challenges to the Hiragi clan's leadership would begin to emerge throughout the ranks of the Kanjo Commission. Actually, we have evidence. His name is Shinojo.
Shinojo?
Should be back by now.
Yes, sir.
That's the second time you've done that! I'm not gonna deal with this.
Did they take one of the Kanjo Commission officers away?
Yes. His name is Shinojo.
As I expected. They cannot afford to let this opportunity pass them by. They have to act now while the Hiragi Chisato had been persuaded by Kujo Kamaji, and the wedding was sure to go. But after Chisato's meeting with Shinojo, she began to have second thoughts. In their eyes, Officer Shinojo has interfered with their plan.
But why did they suspect him and not us?
Someone was eavesdropping on our conversation with Chisato the entire time. That's why I was a little reserved.
Ah.
No way. But Chisato...
Me parece raro que Paimon no hablara de más, pero bueno.
I think so. But whoever is behind this will not allow their plan to fail now. They will not be inclined to respect Hiragi Chisato. Her stance was so passive that she was easily manipulated. Treated like a pawn, with even her marriage becoming a battleground. Despite all of this, she still believed that a happy future was awaiting her. When she formally marries into the Kujo clan, she will lose her title as daughter of the Hiragi clan, her position in the Kanjo Commission.
¿Y eso es un plan bonito? No sé, no tiene pinta, ¿eh? Yo creo que no.
Marriage is such a trap.
Easier said than done. The perpetrators are manipulating everything from the shadows. That we, meanwhile, are out in the open. If we attempt to stop this wedding from happening, we will become the villains of the story and face immense... At this stage, if the perpetrators wish to maintain control over the situation, their only option is to come out from the shadows and bare their fangs. But first things first, we must go and rescue Shinojo. He has done nothing wrong and does not tell me where Shinojo is.
Vale. La mentira detrás de la verdad. Lo dicho, podríamos no seguir. Su lunar es precioso, me recuerda al de Raiden, de hecho. Es que no quiero seguir con este evento que tiene muchísimo texto por lo que he leído y que luego haya algo aquí que no me permita seguir aquí, ¿vale? Entonces, apetecerme no me apetece en nada, pero prefiero hacerlo todo ya y ya está. Y a cagar. Así que vamos a terminar la legendaria entera, por mucho que nos pese, y así luego cuando estemos en el evento no me da por culo la legendaria esta. Espero que, mira una cosa, ¿vale? No haya más legendarias. Oh Dios, la del Yae está empezada, tío. Esperemos a ver si la del Yae también nos putea, ¿eh? No sé si está empezada o está solamente desbloqueada o algo así, pero bueno. Por cierto, ¿puedo desbloquear las cosas? Es que claro, ¿por qué no estoy desbloqueando todo esto? Y me estoy cogiendo un montón de cosas. Porque si desbloqueo las legendarias, cuando voy a cualquier sitio me aparecen. Por eso no las desbloqueo. Luego cuando quiera hacerlo no tendré ni llaves para hacerlo. Pero es que es un coñazo, literalmente. Tener que estar viendo vídeos de cosas que no quieres hacer en ese momento. ¿Y esto? ¿Es aquí? Ah. Hola, ¿qué tal? Vengo a rescatar a una persona. A ver, vale, ahora nos lo dirá Ayato, ¿no? Pero claramente hay que encontrar una llave. ¿Dónde está la llave? ¿Matarile? No lo sé. Supongo que ahora nos dirán que la busquemos.
Stop this at once.
It's the Yashiro Commissioner. Well, we take orders from our master. No one else.
Really? Then please, excuse me.
Oh my god. Me acabo de poner cachonda. Mira, vamos a hacer unos blue, la mar de monos. Mira qué buenos blue. ¿Puedo mirar un momento una cosa? Vale. A ver, Ayato, en su modo de prueba, está con su espada que te da 35 creo que es, o 38 de probabilidad, y obtienes un 12% en todos los bonos de daño elementales. Curioso porque esto es igual que la de Ayaka, me ha hecho gracia. Cuando los demás personajes del equipo usan una habilidad elemental, otorga una carga. O sea, tú tienes que hacer la rotación, y cuando termines la rotación, mínimo de 2 personajes que hayan hecho su elemental, entonces se activan las acupúas esas. Cuando utiliza la elemental y tienes cargas extras de acupúa, que son máximo 2, creo que son, las consumes y te da un aumento de daño del ataque normal. ¿Qué pasa con esta arma? Todos los personajes que no vayan con elementales, que no hagan mucho daño con el ataque normal, etc, etc, pues hombre, se van a la shit. Vale. A ver, lo normal es que te vaya bien con esta arma, porque un carry, yo asumo que casi todos irán. Qué manía poner nobleza. Y la C3, ¿pero dónde vas tú? ¿Dónde vas con la C3? Flipa. La proporción malísima, como siempre, ¿no? Vamos a hacer permafrost ahora. Se me ha antojado. Eso, que es una buena arma, pero tú sabes, ¿eh?
No need to follow them. We need bait to catch the fish anyway. Leave them be. I think I saw a key fall to the ground during the fight. Let's free Shinojo, but In all the chaos, it must have been kicked to one side.
What the? It's a tanuki?
Let's follow it and see.
Un tanuki, venga ya. Me está vacilando. Ahora tengo que ir buscando un tanuki. Qué pereza. Qué pereza, bro. A ver, ¿dónde puede...? Si fuerais un tanuki, ¿dónde os iríais? Yo no lo veo, tío. Tío, ¿cómo es posible? Pero ni un poco lo veo, ¿eh? Encuentra la llave que robó el tanuki. Pues se supone que está por aquí. Estará aquí escondida, ¿no? Pues no. Por aquí arriba no puede estar. ¿Será esta mierda? Los tanuki se transforman, ¿no? ¿O eso eran solamente los que estaban en el bosque? Que me pierdo con los tanuki, la verdad. Pues nada, pues no sé. Bueno, no salgamos de la cueva, yo no lo veo. ¿Me va a obligar a dejar la legendaria? ¿Se transforman? ¿Todos se transforman? Esto no es, esto tampoco. ¿Será esto? No creo, ¿no? Ah, pues sí. Qué puto. Pero pégale, haz algo. Joder, bro. Esto tampoco. Puto huevo de mierda. Eso puede ser cualquier mierda, tú. Los cabrones. Putos tanukis. Esto no estaba antes aquí. Bueno, ya está bien, ¿no? Lo he tenido en cuenta 3 veces, tío. Lo he visto. Ven aquí, putito. Hombre, gracias. Putos tanukis.
Thank you. Thank you. It was terrifying. They said they were gonna throw the cage into the sea with me still inside.
Joder, el pobre, tú.
Oh, wait. You have to listen to me. Lady Chisato's wedding. It's all part of a scheme. Someone's trying to use the wedding for their own end.
Calm down, Shinojo. It's okay. We know about all that.
Huh?
Our suspicions were roused to this possibility, and so far, everything is unfolding rather as we expected. Those behind this plan are not going to give up easily. Their next move is imminent. We must devise sufficient countermeasures.
Yashiro Commissioner, you're personally going...
This situation has consequences for the whole Tri-Commission, and the stability of all Inazuma is at stake.
Ojo, que Ayato se ha cabreado.
The almighty Shogun has always despised these pathetic power games. As a commissioner, I am a servant of...
Así me gusta, sirve a tu shogun.
Shinojo, don't return to your post yet. Find some traveler. Paimon.
No, claro, después de haberte peleado contra todos los guardias del clan este.
If it isn't the Yashiro Commissioner, I hear you showed up here with no explanation and attacked my men.
Vale.
You wouldn't happen to be carrying out some sort of secret mission, now would you?
I heard that someone was taking the law into their own hands. As a Shinojo may be your retainer, but the law does not grant you the right to abuse him.
Abuse? Nonsense. I was just out of nowhere. A low-ranking officer decides to barge in on Lady Hiragi and start spouting out the most absurd and I dare say, the poor lady was terrible.
So, you're saying that you know absolutely nothing of the reasons for his actions? Because otherwise, why would you describe it as out of nowhere?
2 people from 2 different clans are getting married. That's all there is to it. And yet this young gentleman took it upon himself to fabricate a nonsensical disaster story around it. How should I know what he was thinking? Even if she marries into the Kujo clan, Lady Hiragi will always be the daughter of the Hiragi clan and the most distinguished member of the Konjo Commission. We are, and always will be, her loyal assistants. Loyalty and duty are our guiding principles. Not only did this guard show, even if we put it down to a rare moment of impulsivity.
Darn it! This guy is good. Annoyingly good.
Funny. I'm suddenly reminded of an anecdote I'd like to share with you. There's not been a dull moment since I took up my post in the Yashiro Commission. For instance, a merchant from abroad once told me about a curious kind of bird with the most extraordinary... I'm sure someone as erudite as yourself could be able to guess what people do with these...
Keep them as pets.
You'd think, wouldn't you? But there's a catch. You see, this bird is of no use to humans whatsoever. So the reason they give is this. The longest tongue has the most to say. But don't be deceived as it chirps away.
Que listo es Ayato, tú.
I say, Yashiro Commissioner.
Far from it. In my mind, the Kanjo Commission is made up of honorable. It is unbecoming of such people to resort to lies, deception, and filibustering. All as part of a plan to remove Lady Hiragi.
Yashiro Commissioner, please don't make accusations.
The evidence is standing right in front of me, is it not? I have a credible witness who can confirm you were quick to try and make him disappear as soon... Dear me. I can't believe the Grand Matsura clan is now represented by... You studied hard and took a government position, only to make it to where you are now just to play these petty power games behind the scenes. In your years of service to the Shogun, not only have you managed to glean nothing good from the people around you... I'm not angry, Mr. Matsura.
Is that right? Then tell me, if you're so bright. This is at most a Kanjo Commission issue. We'll handle... You are reaching rather outside of your bounds, Yashiro Commissioner. If you seek to involve yourself in other clans' affairs, might I be so bold? I think you are simply opposed to an alliance between the Kanjo Commission and Tenryou Commission. Because the new balance of power in the Tri-Commission would be so you come here with an elaborate excuse to try and break up this
So, that's how you view it. Well, I have to admit...
Let me be crystal clear. This wedding is going to happen, and nothing is going to change that. The notices have already been sent out. All of Inazuma City knows about it. Most of the public weren't aware that Kujo Kamaji and Hiragi Chisato were courting. But you can... Once the notices go out, that's it. The wedding is a...
Bueno, a ver, si la muchacha dice de repente que no quiere...
I see. It seems like I was wrong.
So suddenly, we see eye to eye.
I had expected you to at least be smarter than most.
Kamisato Ayato! You... How dare you!
You've made your move. Now, I suppose it's time I made mine.
What do you mean?
Me gusta su voz,
You seriously think this marriage will bring the Kanjo Commission and the Tenryou Commission together? Isn't it at all possible that the Kanjo Commission becomes marginalized as... Goodness me. Well, I've learned a great deal from talking to you. That will be all for now.
Cómo se amenazan educadamente,
They had their scheme, but fortunately I was prepared. As I said, let's see how things are in Inazuma City. Then, I'll take you through the details.
Vale. Examina el tablón de anuncios de la ciudad. What the fuck. De gratis, así porque sí, ¿vale? Por cierto. Tengo muy poca vida. Me voy a curar. Ahora. No sé en qué momento ha perdido Naida tantísima vida.
Look at this. The daughter of the Kanjo Commission's Hiragi clan and the master of the Tenryou Commission's Kujo clan.
Sounds like an all-around perfect.
For sure. I'm just surprised. It seems...
Good luck to them, I say. I'm sure it must have been a...
Looks like the wedding is definitely going ahead.
It's still too early to make that conclusion. Our adversary wants to push this marriage past the point of no return. However, we can still beat them at their own game. But only if Kujo Kamaji is willing to help us.
Hombre, no es... A ver, es complicado porque si tú le dices a ellos dos, mira, pasa esto, no os caséis. Si tienes que contar con que ellos confíen en ti, claro. Porque si ellos dicen, no, tú lo que quieres es que no me case porque no te viene bien a ti, porque, yo qué sé, porque lo que sea, porque no se fía de Ayato, pues claro, queda Ayato en la mierda, evidentemente.
Welcome. I just heard that the news of my wedding has been officially announced. It seems so sudden. I wasn't ready yet.
Yeah, about that.
Ah, se lo va a contar todo directamente.
I see. So someone's trying to take advantage of our marriage.
If you proceed with the wedding, the repercussions for you are likely to be minimal. But we must take Lady...
I've previously considered this possibility. But in the end, we're getting married for true love.
I understand where you're coming from, but to be frank, she should not need your protection. Or, to put it another way, you have tacitly admitted that Lady Hiragi will need your help to get through the hard times ahead, which perhaps suggests that, deep down, I don't mean to criticize you. It is natural to want to protect our loved ones. You're an intelligent and gentle person, and I'm sure you would have been able to think about this more objectively were you not. I'm sure you admire Lady Hiragi for being the independent, gentle, for the sake of marrying you. This wonderful woman will become someone who has to depend on you for the rest of her life. Are you really okay with that?
I love her with all my heart, and would do anything to make her happy. That's why I cannot abide to see her suffer or be manipulated by other people. Yashiro, Commissioner, you're right. It was naive and selfish of me to take things this far.
Qué bonito el amor,
It's too late now, isn't it? There are notices everywhere.
¿Qué más da, loco? No te casas y punto.
But it needs a villain. Sir Kujo, in order for my plan to work, you and I must both play the role of antagonists. But it is not without its risks. Are you willing to help?
If there's a way to salvage this, then let's hear it.
I've told the people at the Kanjo Commission that the marriage isn't going to unify the Kanjo Commission and the Tenryou Commission. On the contrary, the context for this is that they are planning to use this marriage to bring down the Hiragi clan. And the key to their success is coming up against no resistance. But what if we were to imagine for a moment that since the affairs of the Vision Hunt decree, the Tenryou Commission has been planning to make a move against the wicked. The only reason you have been hesitant to act since taking over the Tenryou Commission is because you can't. And so, your plan is to liaise with the Yashiro Commission, to marry her once that is achieved. As the person in charge of the Tenryou Commission, you no longer have...
I see. This is an ingenious plan. It takes advantage of the situation perfectly.
Exactly.
Interesante.
Our purpose is to change Lady Hiragi's position from an unnecessary burden to an indispensable asset. By doing so, we can even strengthen her position in the Kanjo Commission. Once our adversaries realize how the network of connections behind the scenes really looks, they'll do their utmost to stop this wedding from happening. Then, we simply leave them to clear up the mess they've created.
Got it.
So the network...
We have to make sure that the behind-the-scenes story comes to the attention of our... Matsura, with whom I spoke earlier, will now be fearing the worst. No doubt he'll be on the lookout for the first sign of a... In that case, he will almost certainly have placed informants throughout Inazuma City. Sir Kujo, there are certain things that I...
Vale, pues entonces la legendaria no debería ser ya muy larga, ¿no?
My ninja has located one of the informants.
Y viendo que la información se... No me lo puto creo. ¿Ahora qué pasa? Yo me pego un tiro, ¿eh? ¿Ahora qué problema hay, por Dios? La misteriosa leyenda urbana. ¿Pero por qué? Ay, Dios mío, la de ya, ¿eh? Me pego un tiro. Me pego un tiro, bro. Cuando creía que ya en verdad no le iba a quedar tanto a la misión porque ya en verdad está hecho el plan, tío, venga ya. No, si el problema no es que haya que hacerla, en algún momento iba a tener que hacer las legendarias, no me importa hacer las legendarias en sí, el problema es que tengo que hacer este evento y tengo 10 días para eso. Pero claro, como ya está la misión de Yae abierta, desbloqueada, como os he explicado antes, ahora me corta la de Ayato y me toca mucho los cojones que me corten las misiones. Prefiero hacer una y luego otra, no que ahora me obliga a no poder hacerla. Que por cierto, la de los retoños del bosque ya me deja hacerla, no sé por qué. Que por cierto, la misión de Scaramouche, la de la historia... bueno, la de Scaramouche, básicamente. No puedo hacerla tampoco porque tengo que hacer la de Kazuha. Es que esto es un no parar. Pues no sé qué hacer, sinceramente. Me acaba de joder, pero muy fuerte. Ahora tendría que hacer en el mismo directo la de Ayato y la de Yae, las dos. Y encima entrelazarlas. Hay que joderse. ¿Y quién es el que está...? Ah, la ubicación de la misión está ocupada. Ay, me pego un tiro. Es que si empiezo la de Yae, lo mismo me bloquea luego Yae algo para el evento. Bueno, pues no queda más remedio que ir, ¿vale? No queda otra. Muy a mi desgracia. Me cago en todo. A ver, que a lo mejor no ocurre, pero ¿y si sí? ¿Y si el haber empezado la de Yae bloquea a algún personaje con el que hay que hablar que está en el evento? Porque en el evento sale Yae, sale Ayato, sale todo en la zona entera. Entonces... A ver... Estos son dos editores, ¿no?
Come on, this is a no-brainer, man. There's only one thing worth wishing for, and
But the exam's next week. If I fail again, I'm seriously done for.
it's just an exam. Trust me, there's no problem you can't solve by throwing more at it. If it doesn't work, then just keep...
What are they arguing about?
¿Qué habla este de las moras?
Huh? Really? You need but stand on this land at midnight, lower your head and recite a special incantation, then
¿Qué habla?
looks like you guys really aren't in the loop. This, my friends, is the next big thing. A highly effective
Ajá, sí, sí.
Wish ritual,
Seguro, sí, sí.
right? Even Paimon knows that.
I didn't believe it at first either, but that changed. It's this guy called Kunihiko. He's practically always been unemployed, wastes his days away, and he owes a lot of money. Like a lot. But get this, I heard it directly from him. He used this wishing ritual, and the next day he woke up to find his
whole bed was filled with. Wow!
Of course, I'm sure the part about waking up lying on a bed of Mora is a bit of an exaggeration. Whether you believe it or not, it's not exactly a...
If you're still feeling skeptical, just ask around. There are
Really? Well, come on! Let's go ask around right now! Well, if it really is true, then just think of all the Mora Paimon could...
O sea, ¿qué tiene que ver conseguir mucho dinero con reunirte con tu hermano? Si es tu hermano el que pasa de tu culo. ¿Me estás contando? Que tenemos que venir a esta zona y por eso no nos dejaba... Ya podemos. Pues vale, bro. A ver si podemos no entrelazar más las historias. ¿Pudiera ser posible? Por favor. Como por ejemplo, en la de Yae que te pide ahora. ¿Te das cuenta del cambio? Investiga la historia sobre... Bueno, rezar. Solo nos queda rezar. Porque no haya nada que nos haga entrar en un vídeo, que es muy probable que ocurra, y terminemos... un momento, estamos ya en la de Ayato, ¿no? Me estoy perdiendo. Sí, esta es la de Ayato. Recemos a Jesucristo para que no nos toque ningún vídeo de Yae por ningún sitio. Fuck. ¿Me has visto? Bro, si estoy aquí detrás. No me jodas. Y me acusa con el dedo, tú. Bueno, pues vale. Un momento que tengo mensaje.
Be careful not to get seen.
Did you see that? Sir Kujo Kamaji just came past here with a huge group of people.
Could it be
Pero,
related
tío,
to the
este hombre...
announcement?
Maybe, but from the look on his face...
Where'd he go?
Me está tocando los cojones esta misión, ¿eh? ¿A qué distancia me tengo que mantener, tío?
Let's follow him. Be careful not to get seen.
Sí, pues vamos, súper fácil, ¿eh? Que no te vean. Súper fácil. Pues nada, me quedaré aquí. Por el momento.
Sir Kujo Kamaji just came past here with a huge group of people.
Could it be related to the wedding announcement?
Maybe, but from the look on his face, it seems like something much more serious. He and his men seem pretty intense at the moment. Isn't it all a bit excessive for a wedding?
Cuidado.
Where'd he go? He was right there a moment ago.
Será mentira. Venga ya, bro. Pero es que si me acerco mucho mal, si no me acerco mal, tío. Gritando en mi edificio, por cierto. Me parece súper difícil, ¿eh? O sea, con lo más mínimo que te acerques te ve. Como te alejes lo más mínimo, también mal. Pues no sé. Y encima hay que esperar toda la conversación entera. Me cago en mi puta madre.
To the wedding announcement?
Maybe, but from the look on his face, it seems like something much more serious. He and his men seem pretty intense at the moment. Isn't it all a bit excessive for a wedding?
Es que, tío, me pega un puto tiro, de verdad. Vale, venga. Es que no sé cuándo me va a ver y cuándo no.
The Tenryo Commission has sent a load of people to Rito. I guess it must have something to do with the wedding. I think in all there must have been about 100 people so far.
That doesn't sound good.
What could be going on?
I hope it's just Sir Kujo Kamaji being overcautious.
Que no quiero ir muy rápido porque como me vea... Quizá al principio me va a tocar bastante el chirri, la verdad.
There's no way they sent this many people just to escort the bride. I have to investigate.
As expected.
Hostia.
Follow him.
Vale, ya. Uf. Tío. Pocas veces en mi puta vida me ha costado una misión tanto en Genshin Impact. Joder.
Excuse me. Has something happened on this road? I'm a businessman passing through, and it's a little disconcerting to see this place.
Please don't be alarmed. As I'm sure you've heard, the Sir Kujo decided to send for Lady Hiragi ahead of time, and have her live in
I see.
We are here to clear the way for Lady Hiragi. Not just us, either. You'll see more Tenryo Commission members as you go further along.
Isn't this a little excessive?
Sir Kujo holds Lady Hiragi in the highest regard, and...
I understand. Sorry to disturb your work. Drat. It's exactly as Master feared. They say they're here to guard the road, but really they're poised to attack if Master doesn't allow Lady Hiragi to leave Rito. Wait, no. If Lady Hiragi does leave, they'll have all the more reason to strike. I must tell Master right away.
Master.
That should
Pálido de miedo.
The seeds have been sown. In this atmosphere, now we wait patiently for it to grow and ferment. The calm before...
Are they really gonna own up and apologize? Just like that?
If you're curious to find out, you can visit the Hiragi. I have some other business to attend to, so I won't be spending... In any case, we've made our move. It's only a matter... This is not my first time. Well then, goodbye for now. I truly hope...
Puto amo Ayato, ¿verdad?
Hiragi Chisato's best interests.
He left kind of abruptly. Are things really gonna turn out? Paimon too.
Vale, pues vamos a Ritou, a ver si podemos terminar la legendaria. Lo siento, Leonie, pero no. Gracias. Sí, esta. Dice espera 2 días. Pues vamos a hacerlo. ¿Quién me pide amistad? Vaya, Shenhe. Hola, Shenhe. ¿Qué tal, Shenhe? ¿Cómo estás? A ver, no quisiera ser desagradable, pero no te conozco de nada, no sé quién eres. Acabo de ver un ruso en mi lista de amigos y me ha temblado todo. La verdad. Está Pepe jugando. Espérate, le voy a responder. Pepe está enfadado. No entendí muy bien por qué, pero está enfadado. Eso es verdad, perdón. 2 días. Venga, pues para adelante. ¡Para adelante, Juan! Tengo 200 notificaciones de Twitter. ¿Por qué, señor? ¿Qué ha pasado? Pepe rajea. Me da drama. Ah, que yo he retuiteado esto. Pues ni me he dado cuenta. Literal. La verdad. Vale, pues ya está. A ver, en teoría ya han pasado 2 días, ¿no? Ve a Ritou, vámonos. Vámonos. A ver si terminamos ya la misión. Habla con los habitantes de Ritou, venga, para adelante. Sasano, qué buen nombre.
These people from the Tenryou Commission.
I guess they're here to pick up Lady Hiragi.
I heard that the Kanjo Commission suddenly said they don't want Lady Hiragi to leave. To be honest, I'd be hesitant if I were her. A crowd this size comes to Rito?
Shh, stay quiet. Someone might...
Oh, right. Sorry.
Vale. Siguiente persona. Hay uno por aquí arriba, ¿no? Ese pavo era de Fontaine.
How much longer does your master plan to hold them off?
I have no idea. We're stuck in limbo here. Master's been very on edge these past few days. He gets irate over this. I understand that he's anxious. But I mean, what can we do? I've told him before, never cross the...
Yeah, good advice. With him, you just know if Lady Hiragi is really taken away, then what will the Tenryou...
Maybe we should tell Master to discuss...
Rebajas en Steam por Navidad. ¿Y eso? ¿Qué hay de rebaja? ¿Algo chachi?
Hello. How may I help? We arrived here 2 days ago to escort Lady Hiragi. Sir Kujo Kamaji gave us very strict orders, so we have to obey. But every time we attempt to, since we haven't fulfilled our duties yet, we decided to stay in Rito until Lady Hiragi is ready to come. We apologize. It was not our intention. We promise our presence here will not impact ordinary people's lives. We can only hope that the leaders of the Hiragi clan will... If this stalemate continues, who knows? Sir Kujo might give us orders to...
No se ordene ser menos permisivo. Aparte. Algunos sí, pero ¿alguno que nos interese? ¿Alguna de las dos? Ah, chachi. ¿Cuáles hay? Cuéntame, dime nombrecitos, precios.
everything that's been going on out there.
Don't worry, we can explain everything. So, what happened was...
After the Tenryou Commission arrived, they suddenly became alarmed. They keep having
Raft
secretive
por
discussions
13 euros.
and won't allow me to have any direct contact with the Tenryou Commission. I never would have thought that this was Sir Kami's... I'm sorry. Maybe there's no right or wrong decision. Maybe I used to tell myself things like this to avoid having to think about it. I didn't feel reassured at all. Instead, I keep thinking back to what Sir Kamisato said. This is supposed to be
Está
my
Grounded
bright and
y
beautiful
Valheim,
future.
pero eso los tenemos en Game Pass. Sí, no merece la pena.
Except that if someone was trying to take advantage of my marriage,
¿Alguno más? Quizás un Crusader King.
the answer I'm looking for.
O algo así.
And also, now that things have escalated to...
Ah, Lady Hiragi, here you are. You scared me for a... You... Wait, you're the ones who were with the Yashiro Commissioner that day. What do you think you're doing here? Are you trying to convince Lady Hiragi to leave?
Calm down. They're my friends. They're...
Friends? Are you sure? Just Lady Hiragi, I told you already, these are exceptionals. You are extremely important to us, and to the entire Concho Commission.
Está el Craft the World por 3 y pico. No sé cuál. Pero si te mola.
Don't be rude. You've been very highly strung lately, seeing... Listen to me. I know all the ins and outs of everything that's happened so far. Her arrival, the present state of affairs in Rito shows me that the situation has escalated well past the point where you could hope to control it.
El Crusader está a 40. Wow. Qué barato.
This is not an order. All I need you to do...
Understood, my lady.
La Royala 60. Madre de Dios.
I was so nervous. But I thought things are now so critical that I should at least... Yes. Well, let's wait and see what happens.
Con la cara larga.
Serious discussion and reflected on our mistake. In all honesty, no one can handle the weight of the situation here. Everyone is beside... I'm so sorry. My actions were radical and duplicitous. I was selfish and ignored the greater good. And then I left the situation.
Me conformo con el Crusader, no te... Calla.
Please give us a second chance. For my lady's sake, please give the Conjo Commission another chance. I suppose you're right. The only person who can change the Tenryou Commission's mind will be the Yashiro Commissioner. We'll head off to the Kamisato estate shortly and beseech him to help us with the Lady Hiragi. Might I ask you to join us? You are the most important person. Without you, we have...
Vale, a ver si ya va terminando la misión. Supongo que ya no queda mucho. Ya
By the way, aren't you a good friend of the Yashiro Commissioner? Please put in some good words for me.
Sí, vamos a hablar muy bien de ti.
Ah, it's you two. Yes, it
Que
has
hace mucho, dice.
We heard the Yashiro Commission is holding a...
Ay, me cago en la puta cuando me metí en el evento.
We didn't expect to see you here in person, though. Does that mean...
You think I only make an appearance for occasions that are deemed sufficiently important?
Pues sí, de hecho
It
sí.
just so happens that this Test of Courage event was actually my suggestion. Considering that such events are quite popular across Teyvat, I've had numerous examples to draw from, so everything should be in good order.
Oh, Paimon gets it! So what you're saying, in that case, maybe you can give us a...
Only Paimon could be so natural at order. However, the possibility remains that we...
sorry. What did you say?
Nothing. Seeing as As its name implies, the event is a game designed to put one... The venue for the event will be set up in the Chinju Forest. Before the start, once teams have been formed, the event staff will announce the name of an item. The first person to locate the specified item will...
The winner of that round? Huh.
Precisely. There will be a total of 3 rounds in the test of courage because the
El Flash Desert, pues el Flash Desert está gratis desde hace ya prácticamente, vamos. Yo me acuerdo que hubo un tiempo que tenías que subir el personaje a no sé qué nivel y ya te lo daban para siempre. Yo lo conseguí así. Ah, amiga, solo tú encuentras leña. Yo sí llegué al nivel, no me acuerdo qué nivel era, pero llegué y lo tengo en el Steam, vamos. Bueno, pero como tú y yo compartimos Steam, lo tienes que tener por mí. Por si lo quieres, vamos. ¿Te lo vas a pillar? Vale.
If a participant manages to find all 3 items, then they shall receive the grand prize provided by the As for its true value, I'm afraid you'll have to win the event first and ask.
Por €1 nos podemos pillar Game Pass.
Of course, this event is intended to measure your courage. If you withdraw from the event because you become too frightened, then you might as well forget about seeing. I'm curious myself how many people will be brave enough to make it to the end. It'll be most disappointing if nobody claims the prizes we've prepared.
Don't worry, those prizes are as good as ours! Even though just the thought of this event sends shivers.
I appreciate your enthusiasm. Anyway, I think I've given you sufficient details. As for the 3 items you'll be searching for, please wait for a staff. Oh, and a friendly word of advice. Test of courage events tend to give rise to a variety of strange rumors and stories. So please, be sure to exercise caution.
Es que no he mirado el papel ese. No he mirado el papel del regalo. Yo no estoy segura de que sea un robot del Star Wars. Bueno, puedo entrar a... Esto es el evento, ¿vale? Pero claro, me ha pillado de camino que iba a terminar la historia. No parece, ¿no? Vale. Pues entonces no sé, tendría que mirar mejor el papel de regalo. A ver, yo quiero hacer... ¿Esto dónde está? Ver el lugar de la celebración. Vale, esto sale de la comisión Yashiro. Fuck. Tal como entra aquí, ya lo hemos cagado. Qué complicado, tío. Es que están metidos en la misma zona. Los dos eventos.
Yashiro, Commissioner, I'm sure you've heard the news. The Tenryo Commission has now occupied Rito, refusing to leave, and I realize I've greatly offended you with my atrocious actions. And I realize...
I'm sorry, Mr. Matsura. I'm exceptionally busy and have but a moment to spare before my next engagement.
¡Qué hijo de puta!
So, please, if you would be...
I know our apology means nothing to you, but we really have nothing else left to offer by this point. Lady Hiragi is indispensable to us. We promise to so. Would it be at all possible for you to talk to Sir Kujo once more?
You make it sound so easy. The Tri-Commission will be ridiculed by the public if we choose to withdraw the notices now and eat Toulouse face.
Bastante,
The Tri-Commission is to bring shame to Her Excellency. Are you and your associates ready?
La ira atronadora de la todopoderosa Shogun. Oh.
We'll take full responsibility. We'll publish a new notice and hold a conference to explain the situation. We'll do everything we can to minimize the impact.
Master Matsura.
Qué cabrón es Ayato, es mala gente.
The Tri-Commission must always put the interests of Inazuma first. If the situation in Rito is left to fester any further, things may get out of control. But later, if we fail to contain the situation promptly, the rumor mill will wreak havoc on the Tri-Commission's reputation. Try keeping a pet bird. You'll see.
Uy, yo quiero la ira de la Shogun encima mía.
But they can also become irritating if they don't know when to stop. And as for the ones with excessively long tongues, well, they're so insufferable that they can't be kept as pets at all.
Qué cabrón el Ayato, tú.
Yes, I understand.
I've listened to your concerns, and I'll talk to Sir Kujo for you.
I understand. Thank you.
All right, you ought to return now. I'm sure you have...
Okay, then please excuse me.
Cómo ha hecho que se arrastre, ¿eh? El putito amo, chaval.
Yes. Yes, Lady Hiragi. I have something...
Oh? Why... Sakami Sato, you became a completely different person just
Una
now.
situación muy intensa.
Unruly servants like him need to be severely reprimanded. As a commissioner, the almighty Shogun trusts me to do her will. But now, I'd like to take off my commissioner hat.
Oh, please.
You must have heard that the Kamisato clan once went through an extremely difficult period. My father worked incredibly hard to compensate for the grave errors made by the Kamisato clan long ago, and restore our reputation.
Oh, pobrecito, el padre de Ayato.
My mother loved him dearly. This sudden turn of events dealt a heavy blow to the Yashiro Commission. Behind the scenes, things became very Everyone thought that the Kamisato clan had lost power. That made my sister and me nothing but burdens, hindering the ambitions of others. It may sound preposterous now, but I assure you that is the truth of what the Yashiro Commission had.
Huh. Pretty similar to how the Kanjo Commission...
Back then, I had no choice but to accept the position I was in. While I desperately looked around for powerful supporters, I endured smear campaigns and attempts to exploit me. I had no other choice. I had to honor my parents' dying wishes, and I also had a young
Oh,
sister
qué mona Ayato
protegiendo
a Yaka.
became of me. But my family, no one can ever be allowed to trample over my precious family.
Ay, ay, puto amo.
I persisted, and the commies...
I think I now know where my sense of loss and... Shinojo once told me that he saw what was in me, in a way that no one else did. That's why he couldn't bear to see me live the rest of... I thought the reason I felt unsettled was because of uncertainty over getting married.
The reason why Sir Kujo was able to face the prospect of marriage so confidently.
That's it. The situation I'm facing now, when his clan was in crisis,
A mí me gusta más Ayato, la verdad.
he drew his blade and challenged the almighty Shogun. And now it is time for me to make a stand.
Me gustan los dos, pero Ayato tiene ese toque de manipulador que me pone un poco, como ya es, ¿sabes?
It might not sound exciting, but this kind of personal growth...
And I'm sure I can get there. I will use this as an opportunity to take over the responsibilities of the Hiragi clan. I'll think about marriage again. This puts less pressure on Kamaji, and means I can support and protect myself without having to...
My best wishes to both of you were and remain heartfelt.
Thank you, Sir Kamisato. I am grateful. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Take care, Lady Hiragi. I'm confident that on your return, you will find your Kanjo
Yes. In fact, my recent experience suggests this...
She really has the air of a leader now. Hats off to you too, sir. Everyone thought there was no way out.
In fact, counter-checking is a perfectly common maneuver in the game of chess. Our
Es verdad que le gusta el ajedrez.
easy to deal with. He was smart, but short-sighted, and sloppy in his execution.
Even so, Paimon could never come up with a plan. Anyway, it's kind of a relief to see that Chisato had...
I agree. Stability in Inazuma benefits me as well. I wasn't about to pass up an opportunity to make less trouble for myself. Well, the fact is that perhaps for Master Matsura, power is his life's pursuit. But for me, nothing matters more than the stability of Inazuma. A stable nation is the prerequisite for a stable Yashiro Commission. Only then can the Kamisato clan and the other Yashiro Commission clans but human desire will always be a factor in the equation. All I have tried to do is make sure the three parties to the Tri-Commission serve to restrain each other. Stasis is not the only form of stability.
Pues sí, equilibrar el poder entre diferentes clanes es muy importante. Lo que pasa ahora mismo en España, que el gobierno del PSOE está intentando que el poder judicial lo controle el propio PSOE y eso no se puede hacer. El poder judicial tiene que estar separado de cualquier gobierno y de cualquier partido político. Tienen que ir por otro lado. Pues esto es lo mismo, exactamente igual.
I thought straight away it was bad timing. Nevertheless, if you choose to give up your stance on something once, you'll be having to compromise for the rest of your life. I didn't want to see her suffer because she didn't realize what she was getting into. Now, she has the chance to become her own.
Okay then. Guess we'll have to wait and see.
All right. Farewell, and profuse thanks to you both.
Ya ha terminado, ¿no? ¿No hay vídeo en la legendaria de Ayato? ¿Termina así?
Looks like everything's resolved. Masterfully done.
Ah, termina con los novios.
Well, except for one minor detail. I somehow...
Didn't you like it? I distinctly remember you saying you are quite partial to exotic flavors.
Oh!
The Traveler had one of those as well.
I'm sure she's made a great impression on you.
The Traveler did indeed play a critical role in this case. I'm sure both families would... It wouldn't have been so easy to get to the heart of the matter.
There you go again, my lord. Placing the focus on other people while discreetly performing...
Naturally. Ah, yes.